Welcome to the Twisted Pint Tavern. Today we're visiting our video comments to answer D&D players and DMs, what is the most awesome or evil thing you've done? We're stoked to be doing another subscriber edition video, and you guys have been incredible in providing support and growth to the channel. We're hoping to launch another way to share your stories and ideas with us, so stay tuned for that announcement in a future video. I directed my party to drown 3 sleeping people in a room. So we just entered a bandit base and there was a lobby room with a fountain and a few rooms leading off. In one of those rooms were 3 bandits asleep. Instead of doing literally anything else, LOL, I came up with the idea for the other cleric to control the water from the fountain and move it into the room at the same time as our druid created more water in said room, so I then closed the door. The result was enough water to completely fill the room and drown the sleeping bandits. It worked and I was happy with my creative solution, but later found out that they would actually have helped us and that maybe I should not have assumed anything before confronting them, LOL. This was most, including myself's, first game and the DM was very concerned. Well, drowning 1 person, let alone 3, in your first D&D game is a little brutal. However, you get the idea. My drow Sorcerer, chosen of Mistra and favorite of Loth because Loth wants something of his, was, using very sneaky means, including hand messages instead of torture, interrogating a Demogorgon cultist and offered to send him to another plane so the other cultists wouldn't go after him for revealing the plans. The cultist wanted to go to the Gaping Maw, of course, to go insane and be devoured in the Demogorgon's presence. My Sorcerer agreed and fished out an iron tuning fork after the questioning, sending the cultist to the abyss. My Sorcerer had 3 tuning forks to the abyss, and instead of the Gaping Maw, dropped the unsuspecting cultist off in the 65th layer instead, Loth's vestibule. Whoopsie! No, the Sorcerer's not evil, he's neutral. He's just very much bereft of fucks to give, where Demogorgon cultists are concerned right now. I think what makes this not evil is that it was done to a cultist of the Demogorgon instead of a good person, but it's a very fine line. Torque a werebear barbarian totem of the bear, power bombing a Warforged onto an upright locked in place immovable rod. There are so many different ways you can use an immovable rod, and not one of them is ever what the DM had in mind. Just never. As a Goliath fighter, I grabbed a goblin and used him as a weapon against his allies. Then I threw him 50 feet at another goblin. Said goblin ducked, and the thrown goblin hit a wall so hard his head exploded. Look, goblins just make fantastic weapons. It's just a fact. No one can deny this fact. In Edge of the Empire, I ran the pockets of an old Boba Fett. I took his weapons, his dad's armor, and the slave one. All this while at 3 HP after I almost kamikazed myself into a spaceport on a meteor. The end result was the spaceport's demise, all the inhabitants dead. The DM made Boba Fett's fate a mystery, of course, but that is by far the greatest feat of my explosive-oriented bounty hunter. I don't know that you can say explosive-oriented bounty hunter when you killed an entire spaceport by blowing them up with a ship. I think that's explosive-oriented serial killer, but I could be wrong there. Played a race that was known for chowing down on just about anything living. The look on the faces of the other players when he started chopping up bandits for the stew pots was memorable. The stunned silence from the DM when I bartered spare meat to bring down the price of a room at the inn was priceless. Perfectly within racial and cultural norms for my character, and sometimes low-key background evil is more impressive. So there's a golden rule that every tavern keep shop keep everyone in my world has. Don't barter for unknown meats. If someone's offering meat and you can't tell what it is, just don't trade for it. Just don't trade for it. The most awesome thing I've done is when my bard almost single-handedly massacred an entire pirate crew. We were hired for a diving mission to retrieve the sunken treasure and didn't know the crew planned on betraying us and taking the treasure for themselves. So when it came time to claim our share, the captain tried to back out of the deal. 2 of our party members couldn't make it to the session. This was a deadly encounter meant for a party of 4. It was just me and the cleric. The DM asked if we wanted to proceed anyway, and we did. My bard warned the captain to rethink his decision to betray us, otherwise he would soon find out what happens to those who don't pay the piper. The captain didn't heed the bard's warning. My bard said very well, took out his crossbow. The crew didn't know that my bard was from the College of Whispers. Not a single man on that ship survived except the captain, and only because my bard wanted to make an example of him back in town. This was goblin territory, and the captain tried to cheat them out of their share as well. So the captain's entire crew was dead, with him being forced to watch before he was thrown to the wolves. My bard and the party didn't stop there either. They found out he was part of a larger criminal organization and helped the King's Guard take them down. In a matter of weeks, their entire operation was dismantled piece by piece, with the gang either dead or jailed. My bard even composed a song about their gruesome deaths. There is no better Uno reverse card than, oh, you want to cut me out of my treasure? Let me take down your entire criminal organization in just a few weeks, and then I'm gonna write a song about it. Wasn't done by me, but my DM did this to us when we were running the Curse of Strahd module, and my character, who was a tiefling blood hunter, had a pet mouse that wore a tiny wizard hat named Theodore. Before we proceed, slight spoiler warnings for Curse of Strahd. When our party was fighting off some guards as we were escaping Vallaki, my character surrendered knowing that they'd kill him if he tried to escape. When my character woke up in the cell, he made sure to check on his mouse, and the mouse at first looked fine. Fast forward, I get out and leave my mouse with Irina so that he wouldn't get hurt at the Amber Temple. After we get done with the temple, we learned that my mouse was Strahd in disguise because apparently when I was knocked out, he killed my mouse and replaced him, and when I handed my mouse to Irina, I basically handed Strahd the thing he was hunting. After, I asked the DM how long they were planning it, and they said as soon as I got captured. So this person actually went and pulled their DM into the comments of this video because I was praising the DM. I love this play. This is the right way to play Strahd. Deceptive, cunning, and just a little bit of a fuck you. And that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you have any stories about awesome or evil things you've done, make sure to let me know down in the comments, and just like this one, they may get pulled into a future video. Thank you to everyone who submitted stories, even the ones that weren't in this video. We love them all. We just can only put so many in a video at a time. Also, as I said earlier, keep an eye out for announcements in the near future videos because we're going to be putting out a way to easily submit stories and maybe get more into videos. Thanks again, love you guys, and if you wouldn't mind blowing the lantern out on your way out the door, I'd appreciate it.